Victoria?
Yes,
Okay.
that's good.
You want me to get started or how do you want to do it?
No, I'm getting started. Well,
Okay.
thank you for reminding me. So welcome everyone. It's GSD Demo Day today at Unicorn Events. So it's Unicorn Pitches at GSD. I'm gonna introduce our sponsors, our hosts in a moment. My name is Victoria. I'm the event manager at Unicorn Events. So I'm gonna be your moderator for today. This is being broadcasted to LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, or all over the world. So you can watch this as a recording later. And so the organizers of this event is Startup Network. I'm also going to introduce them in a second. Unicorn Events is a branch of its ecosystem. And then it's GSD Venture Studios, who are the stars of the show. So let me pass the mic to Gary. Gary, would you like to say a few words?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm incredibly excited. I mean, this is our cohort 16. I'm incredibly excited to have some of the most interesting companies from around the world. We've got MIT MBAs, some companies like Chuka and BudgetWise. We've got companies that have raised in the past over 24 million, companies like Simple Night. We've got companies like Medinty. We've got judges from family office to VC funds globally, from Tokyo to Singapore to Germany. But the one thing we all have in common is we believe that there's an opportunity to democratize opportunity and find some of the best startups in the world and get to those startups before other folks and curate them. So I'm very proud to have each and every one of you from the startups and from my friends that are judges. Many of them I know personally and are personal contacts of mine and have had long-standing relationships. I'm pleased to have each and every one of you here today. So thank you so much for joining us for, again, our 16th cohort. By the way, we started cohort 17 yesterday. So,
Wow.
so anyhow, do you want me to introduce the judges or how do you want to go down through that?
Yeah, just in a second. So let me run us through. So basically, we're gonna talk more about GSD, and this event, as is partially organized by Network VC. It started as a startup network holding, I think um I think it's about 14 years ago as well. And we do a couple of different things, but in the heart of it is Network VC, which is a Silicon Valley-based syndicate fund. And we mostly invest in late seed Series A US startups, but also all over the world. And so Unicorn events, 14 years, more than 300 events, more than 125 countries. And actually, Unicorn events has helped its winners raise more than $1 billion as of now. So during COVID, we used to be world's largest by geography, and now we focused a lot on Silicon Valley, and now we also are going to be starting doing events in almost every single US state. And with Gary and GSD, we've been long-term friends and partners. So whenever you want to watch their demo days, we likely will be helping host them. And you can see the previous ones on YouTube. Network BC, I mentioned it for a moment already. So we're based between Palo Alto and Menlo Park. And that's usually how and where we talk to people, talk to VCs, talk to startups investors. We have Startup Inc., which is where our LPs and also business angels affiliated with us invest. It's an automated platform that makes investment easy. And that's usually where we share deal flow. So you can scan the QR code if you're curious to find out more. And then we have VC House that Gary is a member of. And it's an association and a club. We have this slogan of no startups, VCs only. And we get together just to hang out, network, and build long-lasting relationships. And Startup Network. Well started. It's a marketplace. We have more than 30,000 startups. A lot of information is public, but startup contacts are private. So it's more about learning about the projects that the startups are doing and reaching out to them if there's an interest from the investor side. So the Global Partners Network we see Silicon Valley Club, which is also comprised of most tons of angels and tons of LPs in Silicon Valley and Startup Inc. And now I'm gonna pass the mic to Gary because honestly, tons of people I think here are Gary's long-term work partners and friends. So Gary, we don't have to rush with the introduction. So please take your time and would love to meet everyone here.
Yeah, no, it's great to be here. I feel like, again, it's family hour. In fact, I'll start off with my friend, Dr. Maren Schweitzer from the Schweitzer Family Office. Actually, she's out of Singapore and with a German company, Schweitzer, who's been, by the way, involved in technology since the time of cuckoo clocks. They started building cuckoo clocks. So, Maren, I know you're calling in from Singapore. So, if you'd like to say a few words about yourself and your fund, that would be great. She might be on mute. You there, Mary?
That one click was missing. So, hello, Gary. Hello, everybody. Good to be here. So, yeah, we are Dinosaur. So, we are already in birthday mood because we're going to be 175 years in October this year. So, it's a six-gen family business. I'm Singapore-based, running family offices. All started as being an entrepreneur myself. I founded 4 companies, then joined an MNC to see the other side of the world in big large corporates, and moved in 2013 to Singapore. I'm currently serving on 9 advisory and supervisory boards, not only startups, also MNCs, insurance companies, large electronic companies, mainly in Asia Pacific. That's also our investment focus. So we are basically focusing on startups in Southeast Asia, but starting to look to other regions in the area. Very happy to be here. I'm excited to see the pitches of the startups and ask you 1 or 2 questions.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Maren. I appreciate it. You know, I see my friend Alexander Soroka and an amazing partner. So, Alexander, if you could say a few words about yourself and Startup Network and everything that you do in this ecosystem, it would be great.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Gary. Our fund usually invests in late seed and round A stages, usually in the United States, but we have some investments in Latin America, Middle East, Asia, and Europe. Together in our portfolio today, 50 startups. Again, usually we invest in software startups, but sometimes very rare we can invest in hardware. So that's probably all about the fund. Yeah, beside it, of course, we have a startup network. It's an open platform where everybody can communicate with investors. We have a VC house, closed community of VCs here in Menlo Park in Silicon Valley. We have a special platform for syndication, our own platform, Startup.inc, and some other brands like Unicorn events that are organized, represented by Vika, and she's organizing this event today. So, Gary, very glad to be here today. Very glad that you do this job. And yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, and I'll see you next week. I'm coming out to judge your event out in Palo Alto. So I'm coming specifically to see you.
Great. Yeah, and maybe again, your startup will win the competition.
Well, we're doing it. We're trying to do the best we can. We got some great companies and we're doing the best we can with your support. Thank you. So I'd like to go down through. I see some other friends that I haven't seen for a while. Nicole, you're here somewhere. If you could say a few words, that would be great.
Hi, Gary. Yeah, Nicole DeMeo here. Nice to see everyone and happy to, see what we can do to make a meaningful difference for startups. Really, that's why we're here. I have a business and integrated marketing strategy firm called Outfront Solutions. And so I'm working with organizations and a lot of funds of all sizes with their marketing and outreach. And I'm also an LP and fund advisor to How Women Invest. And How Women Invest is investing in female-founded and female-led companies. And we've just completed Fund 2 and starting for Fund 3. So yeah, really focusing in on what we can do to support women in their growth and trajectory. And yeah, happy to be here. happy to syndicate and talk deals with any of you judges and, field any questions that you have, startups.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Nicole. Thank you very much. Kingsley, it's good to see you, my brother. If you could say a few words, that would be great.
Good to see you, Gary. He's back to be here and working with you. My name is Kingsley Kobayashi. I'm the founder of Kobayashi Group in Japan. I've been based here for about 30 years, and we invest in different kind of startups, especially in the fintech space, payment system, Medicare, and things like that. I look forward to a fruitful discussion and see where we can invest again together. Thank you, Gary.
Thank you very much. Wendy, are you here? Wendy Diamond? There you are.
Yeah,
Good.
I've been listening to everybody. Hey, Gary, thank you so much for having me on here. I'm Wendy Diamond. We are a family office and we are invested in over 30 funds. Also invest in startups across the board in Web3, AI. I love a focus on pet because that's my background. I love animals. And let's see, very, very much also in health. So anything that's going to make a positive imprint in this world. And I'm also the founder of Women's Entrepreneurship Day organization. We are an official day in the world on November 19th. So celebrate your favorite women entrepreneur on that day. And we are around the world. So we have a network of ambassadors that bring governments, business leaders, civil society, entrepreneurs, investors together to collaborate to find solutions to economically empower women from the ground up approach. And so excited to see all the companies here today. And I'm so happy to see a lot of people I know across the ecosystem. Thank you so much, Gary, for having me.
Thanks, Wendy. Appreciate it. Eager, it's great to see you again as always. So the king of unicorns.
Hi, I'm Mario Rebenke, founder and major partner of Altair VC. We are early stage and really we like to find companies on pre-seed and seed and then see them unicorns and decacorns. We did it already 8 times and counting. Now we are raising our fund number 5. I hope to repeat at least our previous successes. And I'm glad to be here. Thank you. And I'm more than glad to communicate on possible pipeline, co-investments, or maybe somebody is interested to invest in our 5th fund.
Thanks, Igor. Appreciate your time. Kevin Gale.
Hey, Gary. Hey. Hi, everybody. Good to meet you all. My name is Kevin Gale. I'm the principal partner of ARC Advisory. ARC Advisory is a growth and exiting management consulting firm. We help grow companies to increase their value 400% within 1 year, and then we help them exit to whether it's the VC or a family office. We help them onboard them seamlessly. So been doing this for over 10 years. We love each time we work with Gary and find one of these companies and just help them put all the systems and processes in place so that they can scale and grow. So thank you to meet you.
Thanks. Appreciate it, Kevin. Is Anthony Burke.
Thank you so much, Gary. It's a pleasure to meet everyone. Happy to be here. I'm looking forward to hearing the pitches and the presentation from the companies and the owners. I work alongside with Kevin and ARC Advisory, specifically giving leadership to the Canadian office. But as Kevin said, our focus is to help companies scale, grow their business, and with a primary focus of exit. So we have a value acceleration model and process that we put our companies through. And just excited to be here and hear a little bit more about what these companies are doing and how we can come alongside and help. It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Maria, good to see you today.
Good to see you too, Gary, and lovely to see all the other faces I know. And just wanted to mention as well with How Women Invest, it's so exciting to see how that fund has grown. I'm a big supporter of the work. But anyway, I'm with Unicorn Growth Capital, and we focus on fintech investments in Africa, especially anything to do with embedded finance, so a lot of Web3 focus. It's a early growth stage fund, so we're focusing anywhere from pre-seed through Series A. And then, yeah, then I also love working with startups to help scale and grow and get them into especially this US market.
Thank you. Appreciate Maria. Ronnie Lavie.
Yeah, sorry, I was on mute. Nice to meet you, everyone. I'm Ronnie, based in New York. I'm an operating partner at 97212 Ventures. We are classical pre-seed, seed stage investors, investing in anything B2B, digital transformation, obviously lots of AI-based stuff, and also digital health.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Jordan.
It's good to be here, Gary, and I am very upset with you. You called Kingsley brother, and you didn't call me a brother, and that's a big, big, big no-no. Brother, how do you do that? I don't get that respect. What's up with that, Kingsley? So, Gary, it's good to see you, and I'm with Silicon Valley Venture Group. I'm Jordan in San Jose. I work with most of the folks in here, are good friends, Ronnie, Alexander, Maria, Paul. We do pre-A&A. We write checks up to $300,000. You must improve the human condition. It's not a social or pact, but it has to have some sense. We participate in syndication, and we are big supporters of Alexander Soroka. It's a pleasure to be here. And Gary, when you come back, if Alexander doesn't do a good job judging, you can pay him back.
There you go.
For the record, you are a brother.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so let's go down through Mark Lockeroff. Are you here?
I am here, Gary. Thanks. Hi, everyone. Looking forward to the pitches today. My name is Mark Lockeroff. I'm coming to you from just off Stanford campus. I'm a partner with Portal Venture Partners. We're raising a new fund to focus on AI and ML applications around positive technology. We've all worked together in various other funds in previous lives. I've been part of 6 funds now, about 3 billion under management. 30 years in Silicon Valley as an active entrepreneur, venture investor, CEO, advisor. So I've kind of seen the story from all different angles. So really looking forward to hearing everything and meeting everyone. Thanks.
Thank you. Let's see, who else do we have? John, are you here? John Rizzi from US Angels? No, or he's on mute. Jose, how are you doing today? Good to see you.
I'm doing well. Thank you, Gary. Hope you are doing well as well. Well, thank you for inviting me again into this pitch environment, which I really love, with all these marvelous people here that we share so many things with each other. So I'm Jose. I run today the Business Master Chef. And today we focus from pre-seed up to almost IPO. We have a partner for this in Canada. And I'm excited to be here today. Thank you, Gary.
Thank you. Jason?
Hi, thanks for having me here, Gary. Jason Jacobson. I run Propellant Ventures, which is a early seed venture fund based in Chicago. We focus on B2B tech based in the Midwest. So we come in earlier than most professional investors. So we're filling the funding gap in the Midwest. And we look across industries, but some ones we've invested in include fintech, edtech, supply chain, future work, and the metaverse. So glad to be here. Thanks, Gary.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Let's see who else. Alexis Graybar.
Yes, good evening, Gary. Alexis Grabar speaking from London. So I'm doing venture capital in Europe, mainly in Paris and in London, investing and advising startups, Run A and Run B. I'm an operating partner at C4 Ventures, and I teach entrepreneurship. And I'm very glad to be here today to see the pitches.
That sounds great. Thank you so much. Let's see, who am I missing? Ryan.
Hi, investor at Fusion Fund based out of Palo Alto. We are a North American focused fund. We do everything from pre-seed to Series A. Check size is 1 to 3 million. We focus on 3 core areas: enterprise AI, industrial automation, and healthcare. Excited to be here. Thank you.
All right, super. Let's see, Michael Flight.
Thanks again for the invitation, Gary. Michael Flight with Liberty Equity Management, and we do real estate, oil and gas, and we are doing a lot more with kind of bird dogging a lot of new technology companies because of the things that we're doing in blockchain and real world assets on chain. Thank you again.
All right, let's see who we got. Ronnie, Leon. Did we have Leon?
Hi, it's a great pleasure to be.
I can't hear you, Leon. You're on mute or something, Leon. I can't hear him. Victoria, can you hear him?
He's gone. No sound.
Okay.
That's okay. Oh,
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, we hear you now, Leon. Go ahead.
Are you here? Okay. My name is Leo Dyson. Thank you for inviting me. I'm really happy to be here. And I am PhD in quantum physics, and I'm scientist, engineer, inventor of the world's first medical grade FDA cleared wearable monitor, way long before everybody else get into this business. And I'm turned to venture partner and investor. At the same time, I'm a senator of the World Business Angel Investment Forum. So we invest and we help companies in developing countries on financial inclusion. And thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Did I miss anybody from the judges? I don't know if someone.
Yeah, Paul Russo.
Oh, Paul, how are you? I don't see you.
Hey,
there.
okay. So I'll
Sorry
be
about
brief.
that.
Yeah, I'm an old entrepreneur, started a number of
And I
good
missed
companies.
Sage too. There
I was
we go.
about to say, I'm right there with you, Paul.
Okay, got it.
Hey.
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so I'm an old entrepreneur, started 3 chip companies, but 7 years ago I decided that the world needs a new vehicle to allow them to invest in startups for the 99% of the world, of the global investors who are not skilled in the startup world. So we created, we used to be called Keto, we just reorganized into K2X. So we're a statistical model, make many small investments, everything is vetted twice, and we invest anywhere in anything as long as we believe it's in the top 5 or 10% of that asset class. We're 75% life science. We're in Canada, US, Israel, and India. And now we're working on IPO. So we're not a fund, it's an evergreen vehicle that's going to go public, hopefully this year. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Sage?
Hi, I'm a founding member of Venture Guys, which is a Series A primarily, but occasionally a seed or a Series B firm. We invest in cybersecurity, cloud and cloud resourcing, and data and AI. The main difference with us is we've all been operators before and also investors before this fund. I know that's not that unique, but we were literally just operating. And if you look at our historic track record, you'd see companies like LinkedIn, DocuSign, Dynatrace, and others. We've had previously a 45% unicorn of our investments have become unicorns, and 81% have had successful outcomes. So we keep a very tight portfolio. We will only do 15 companies in this fund, but check size ranges from 1 million to 10 million for an initial check.
Great. Thanks, Sage. Appreciate it. Thanks for joining us. Rishab? You're on mute.
Hey Gary, lovely being here again. Thank you for inviting me. I'm Rishabh. I am partner at TD5 and TDVC. We are a blockchain-focused fund running for the last 8 years based out of Dubai. We are officially the only incubator running in Dubai as with the license to run incubate blockchain companies. We've invested with a ticket size of ranging from $100,000 to $500,000 in focusing on crypto and AI projects now. and looking forward to meet some fantastic projects. I had a chance to be in the previous one, met some great projects, and thank you for inviting me. Thank you, Gary.
I'll be down in Dubai in April, Rishab. I just got asked to do a keynote down there at one of the conferences. So I'll have Angel reach out to you. So see if we can get together when I'm there.
Absolutely. If any one of you is planning to be in Dubai in April, we are hosting multiple events as well. We are partners to a couple of events as a co-host, and also will be there at 2049, Token 2049. So let's connect there, and happy to host you in Dubai.
Thanks. Appreciate it, Rishab. All right. I think I hit everybody. Speak now or forever hold your peace. All the judges. Okay. All right. Super. We have over 300 attendees, by the way, watching this. And so that's really cool. I appreciate all the judges. Victoria?
Oh yeah, and from our side, we have about 100 people watching. Besides that, only from Eventbrite. So not talking about LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. And we have here also another 60 attendees. So just FYI, attendees, you will also be able to ask questions in the Q&A. So let's get started. All right, so we're gonna have a few amazing startups pitching live. Before we start, let's talk about how to vote and what the voting is gonna be about. So every single startup is gonna have 3 minutes for pitching and 3 minutes for the Q&A, and I'm gonna be timing them. So we have 8 startups today, so it will take a bit of time. And every judge, I've sent you the voting link, and I've also sent you this today. You can see from my email, obviously, but also our system has sent you an email just now. It's Unicorn Events, and there is your personal voting link. So what you will have to do is click on the link, see this kind of screen, and you're gonna rate each startup from 1 to 10. Generally, we suggest that you rate on one of 2 things. It's either investment potential or potential to become a unicorn. That's why we always have diverse judging bodies, so that you contribute to your background, your perspective, your view. And there is no submit button, so you just rate and our system will record it automatically. You can rate startups while they're pitching, or I'm gonna give you, I suppose, about a minute to finish rating startups. After all startups have pitched, then we're gonna announce winners and chat for a moment. So here are the startups in order of pitching. You can only see it on our website. You can also see it on our website, unicorn.events, and there's going to be GSD Demo Day. It's also we're translating, like we're doing live there. The Simple Night, MX Hero, MedNT, Budget Buys, Lura, Simply, Enhanced, and Run the AI. The startup that's going to win today is going to go to our event in Silicon Valley. So we're going to have 2 events next month in March. One is on March 7th, which will mostly be pre-seed and seed. And then the other event is March 21st. And it's going to be a bit closer to seed and Series A. So today we're having Unicorn Pitches Stage 1. Then there's going to be semifinals, Unicorn Battle on 21st of March. Gary's going to be judging at both of them, actually. So if you want to see him, come by. And I know a few judges here are in Palo Alto, Menlo Park, San Francisco, San Jose. Obviously, we're always happy to hear you and have you as our adjudicators. And then we're going to have global finals potentially around the end of May, but don't quote me on this. We're still determining the best date. So this is the agenda. We already started discussing this, and now we're going to be starting the startup pitch session, and we're right on time. So startups.
Victoria,
Yes.
this is Gary. Is Laura here? I don't think they're here today. She's had some issues with chemotherapy and is.
Oh my God.
Gary, I think my name has been missed. Can I briefly talk about my background?
Yeah, just a second, Vladimir. So she's not here. She's in hospice right now. So we're going to put her in the next cohort to do the pitching. So just FYI, she's sorry she couldn't be here. She let me know yesterday, and
Of
I did.
course.
Anyhow, go ahead, Vladimir.
Hi, Gary. Thanks for the invitation. I'm delighted to be here today and contribute through my thoughts. I currently serve on the advisory board of the United States AI Institute, Data Science Institute, and Cybersecurity Institute. I'm also a mentor at Techstars in Detroit, also at Techstars founder Catalyst in Saudi Arabia. I'm also a mentor at UCLA Anderson, UCL Enterprise Innovation, and I currently serve on the judging panel of Webby Awards, and I'm also an associate member of International Academy of Digital Arts and Sciences. I travel around the world for my for keynote speeches. I deliver my workshops, master classes, and I also invest in startups. And so it's always I'm always delighted to see AI, machine learning, and startups, how they innovate and they solve biggest problems,
Thanks, Vladimir. We appreciate it. Sorry we overlooked you.
Yeah.
Okay, super. Go ahead, Victoria.
So yes, in the view of the information, I'm going to encourage everyone to check out Lura. I think they're doing an amazing job. And obviously, it's incredibly sad that they didn't get to pitch today. So I hope and pray that they're gonna be feeling better to pitch next time. Hence, all of the attendees and judges, I'm gonna share with all of the judges the pitch decks of startups. Again, encouraging everyone to go check out this one, definitely. All right, so we're gonna be starting, and I'm gonna stop sharing my screen, and then I'm gonna invite our first participant to share, and I'm gonna be timing them. So again, 3 minutes for pitching, 3 minutes for the Q&A. So let me invite to pitch Simple Night, represented by Mark. And when you're ready, please share your screen. All right. Okay, so are you unmuted? You are. So 3 minutes and counting, and the time starts now.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining. Thank you to Gary and the GSD team for having us here. So Simple Night, we are the super app engine enabling any brand with the infrastructure and rails to become a super app overnight. We are building the future of commerce and data with generative AI. We're enabling hyper-personalized booking and ordering of anything, anywhere, anytime. The way that we do this is we organize many different types of products and services to be easily accessible through a central platform. We then act as merchant of record and provide the ability to purchase and order anything and make it transactional. Finally, we are providing customers with intelligent recommendations using hyper-personalization via generative AI. We are integrating the largest amount of product and service categories in the world, from travel products like air, hotel, rental car, cruise, to lifestyle categories such as dining reservations, event tickets, tours, attractions, even your everyday types of purchases, booking a parking space, making an EV charging appointment, food delivery, and even booking a doctor appointment. We are integrating and connecting the largest content players in the world. All the names that would probably pop in your head are on this screen or are coming. We integrate with global point of sale systems, reservation systems, overall systems of record. When there is not an existing system in place, we've built our own proprietary solution, which can onboard vendors and create digital SKUs and digital storefronts for any type of vendor, from a mom and pop restaurant, a local coffee shop, a store, even a street merchant. With this global platform and content, we are powering some of the largest countries and enterprises in the world. We use these brands and power them via a B2B and B2B2C model. Our product suite consists of a mobile application which can be customized. We are building super apps, as an example, for governments internationally, such as the one featured here for the country of the Philippines, where we're enabling the governments, endorsed by the governments, to leverage an application where tourists and residents can access all the local services in the palm of their hand. We also have a white label booking engine, which powers employee perks and loyalty and rewards programs. We have an API, which can power, as seen here, a car infotainment system where now drivers can actually order things on the go, such as food, coffee, even booking parking. Our brand and platform can be customized for any company instantly. And now talking about our generative AI strategy, we've invested big time. Together with our friends at GSD, the first phase of what we built includes a full-scale generative AI itinerary planning and booking engine. You can plan and book anything that you want from start to finish using this solution. And this is just the beginning of where we're going. We mean business where you'll be able to book anything, anywhere, anytime using generative AI. We have significant IP that we've leveraged in the space, and we're very excited for where this is going.
That's about time, but how about I invite our judges to ask the questions in the Q&A, and I will suggest that you keep the presentation open. So judges, I forgot to say the Q&A is first come, first serve. So please raise your hands. And Igor.
Okay. Please tell me, is it vision or you already doing it? And if you're doing it, are you like application solution provider, or you already like operate, buy whatever you want, whenever you want?
We're a solution for brands. So we enable existing enterprises and brands with the infrastructure to leverage their existing customer base. And we give them the solutions that they can provide to their end customers to monetize their existing user bases, okay? So whether it's a white label booking engine, mobile app, AI chatbot, loyalty program, we give them the solution that they can leverage with their existing customers.
Got it.
All right. And Paul?
Yes, my main question here is patent protection, because you're trying to solve a huge problem. You're trying to kind of almost boil the ocean, if you will. But why can't somebody else do the same thing once they see that you're successful? So do you have any patents to protect your position?
It's in process. There's quite a bit of provisional patents in place right now.
Okay.
All right, Jason.
Oh, thanks. So I'm just trying to understand the pain point. Is it from the, you kind of alluded to it, the brand or the end customer? And so I guess why would an end customer has to use another app? And maybe I'm just missing the use case here, but why would someone want to use another app when they already are comfortable using all the travel apps? So I'm just wondering the use case, why would someone use this? And maybe it's the brand that's pushing this out. So I'm just trying to get an understanding. So these are, it's the B2B companies that are using this with their employees, maybe, or
it's any brand that wants to leverage their existing customer base can now sell you more things and capture more brand essence and build customer lifetime value and loyalty. And we're not trying to displace brands as a B2C. We're enabling existing enterprises to become more top of mind to their user base. And the pain point is that you go to Expedia maybe for a hotel, maybe a flight, maybe you go to an open table for a restaurant reservation, maybe you go to Ticketmaster for a concert ticket. Okay, maybe that's in the United States. What do you do in Paris? What do you do in Dubai? What do you do in Singapore? And what we do is we enable the brands that you would use wherever you travel or in your daily life, or your voice application like an Amazon, your car, it doesn't matter to us. We're providing that infrastructure where the efficiencies of booking and ordering whatever you want is possible.
Okay, amazing. That's about what we have time for.
Hey, Mark, can you talk about the revenue and what you raised the last round?
Sure. So in terms of where we're going here, we will do over $10 million in ARR this year. Our partners are some of the largest brands, as you've seen. We take a percentage of every transaction that we book, and they have significant in-place volumes already. In terms of how much we've raised, We've raised over 24 million to date. We're raising capital to increase our hyper growth and accelerate it. And again, you know, there was a lot of parties that kind of mentioned about exit potential and all that. I mean, some of our partners are some of the biggest companies in the world. It's very likely of the exit potential here. Any one of these brands, and there's many others, that if we provide them this infrastructure, there's a lot that could happen. And we're very excited about the potential here.
Thanks, Mark.
That's incredible. Before we continue, since just to keep everything fair, I think we accidentally went into 8 minutes instead of 6. So all the startups, I'm gonna do my best to provide all of you fair timing. So we sometimes do this when there are less
That would
startups.
be good. That would be good, Victoria. For
Oh,
them.
absolutely. Yes, we have a lot of interest. So, and we usually, when we have less startups than 10, we're able to do that. So I'm seeing timing, and I think we're going to be all right. So startups now, it's going to be 3 minutes for pitching and 5 minutes for the Q&A. It's very within our capabilities. Okay. And now let me invite, also, thank you, Mark. That was amazing.
Thanks,
Let me,
everyone. Thanks, Gary.
yeah,
Here.
let me invite our next startup, MX Hero, represented by Alex. Alex, the stage is yours.
Right, thank you, Victoria.
Of course. So
Yeah.
just take your time with the screen. And once you're ready,
And
I'm gonna start counting.
I'm sorry, we gotta get the right screen. Okay. Share.
I also mentioned before, love the merch. Love the merch.
Right.
Okay, so
Ready to go?
yeah, so 3 also judges, you can ask questions in the Q&A section. You just click on the bottom and please write your questions and startups will answer. Okay, so Alex, I'm starting now.
Okay. Hi, my name is Alex Panagidis, and I am CEO and co-founder of MX Hero. Email is the single largest application in the world with over 4.5 billion users. It is your required passport to the internet, and yet the number one cybersecurity threat, costing organizations billions of dollars every year. Email is also a major productivity drain. We are drowning in email. The average user receives around 40,000 emails a year, 85% of which are spam, and 1 in every 99 is a phishing attack. MX Hero Mail to Cloud, an award-winning technology, brings security and productivity to the most important communication platform in the world, email. Mail to Cloud works with email from any source, whether Gmail, Outlook, or in massive corporate archives. Its engine uses the power of generative AI, machine learning, and pattern analysis to allow you to easily find exactly what you're looking for, automatically secure messages, and effortlessly manage key correspondences. Companies like Japanese telecom, T-Gaia, use MX Hero to secure more than 200,000 emails a month. And retailer Abercrombie & Fitch automates the management of over 500,000 emails a month, while Farmers Insurance improved search and discovery of more than 25 terabytes of email archives. These companies are among more than 150 organizations from every industry that have turned to MX Hero. Today, MX Hero is cash positive, the result of a better than 90% customer retention and an efficient operation, while our 15 global partners are helping us expand across markets worldwide, whether consumers, SMB, enterprises, or government agencies. MX Hero is poised to dominate the intersection of email and AI, providing technology that brings together email from any source with the exploding market of AI technologies, ensuring customer choice, privacy, and customization. MX Hero will achieve this goal led by a cohesive team of email and big data experts, together for more than 12 years and with a broad range of industry expertise. MX Hero is on course to be a major player, innovating the fundamental technology of email. MX Hero is stable, proven, and positioned for explosive growth. Thank you.
All right, fascinating. So judges, you can start raising your hands. Yes, Mark, please go ahead.
Yeah, Alex, thanks. It looks like you guys have been at this for quite a number of years, founded in 2010. So what was the journey there? What happened over the last 10 years?
Yeah, there was a little bit of discovery early on. Obviously, we had some pivot. We started off in consumer, and Google did very well. However, we saw a better market opportunity in the B2B component. So it's been a little bit of a measure twice, cut once type of strategy, and we've been seeing accelerated growth in the last few years as we've leaned into the B2B strategy.
Amazing. All right, Maren.
Alex, thanks a lot for your pitch. I was just wondering, how long will this last for you?
I'm sorry, how long?
How long will this last for you?
How long will this last for us?
Yep.
You mean
Dr. Maren, Dr. Maren, will you ask the question differently, please?
Yeah, I was just thinking, you're really tapping on an interesting use case. I'm expecting others to jump into. So how long will your current solution last in the market? So think competition.
Sure. Yes, email and the intersection of email with AI is a high value enterprise. Our position is going to be agnostic, and so we believe we will be competitive. For example, we have recently launched an integration between OpenAI, ChatGPT, and email. Whereas and you have Google, which has Gmail, and they allow you to mix that component of their AI with their email. However, not all companies are necessarily going to want to use Google, even though they might be Gmail customers. You might be a Microsoft customer. You might not want to use OpenAI. Certainly, many companies, particularly in the enterprise space, would like to use their own AI components internally. This is becoming more and more viable with large models that you can deploy on premises. So we see this as being a long-term viability. There is going to be a place where your email system, which may be on-prem, particularly in the enterprise space, particularly in the defense industries, using AI that is necessarily proven.
Alex, let's cut it short because there's other people.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
I know Sage, you want to ask a question?
Yeah, I have two, and I'm going to keep them really brief. The first one is just as I think about your competition, are you trying to play more against something like a superhuman or a proof point? And then the second one is how much of your ARR comes from individual consumers versus enterprises?
Yeah, it's 100% enterprises right now, and we're more of a proof point, B2B, like firewall type, like a gateway.
Okay, Kevin, Gail.
Yeah, Alex, thank you for your presentation. What series are you raising now? Because you guys have been around for a little while.
Right.
Series A. So this is the first time good. And what is your ask right now?
He's not allowed to talk about the exact number because we're doing this thing.
Well, I can say what we've raised. We raised 2.5 pre-seed.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Igor, did you have a question?
Yes, I just wanted to understand if it works only like a standalone solution, or if enterprise has already some solution in place, it works as add-on.
Add-on. Yeah, we don't replace enterprise infrastructure. We add on to it.
So they can continue to use Google or Microsoft or whatever.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, got it.
Maria?
Yes, I'm curious about what's the productivity increase you typically see, because I know email, you can never find stuff. So this is one tool that helps you find stuff. And then the other was just what's your typical length of your sales cycle?
Sales cycle is about 9 months, particularly in the enterprise space. The larger the company, the longer. We actually have a very growing business in Japan. Those tend to be a little bit longer. Smaller companies, quicker sales cycle. And the productivity increase is significant, and really the best ones to mention that are our customers, like Dolby Labs does all of their patent filings, using our system to orchestrate the emails. And then, of course, Abercrombie & Fitch, 500, 500,000 emails every month are automatically sorted.
Okay.
These are things they were
Amazing.
unable to do prior.
I think that's about time, just so we know we don't overdo. So Vladimir and Alexis, please text your questions in the Q&A or in the chat privately. I'm going to encourage everyone to do this just so you get your answers. All right, Alex, thank you very much.
Hey, Gary.
And
Gary, can the
Yes.
companies put how much they're raising in the chat on Zoom?
Is that okay, Victoria?
It is, yes.
yes, so they can have this on the slide, or they can put it in chat. Just don't say it out loud.
Yeah, let's just put
You
it.
know, yes, absolutely.
Put it over
I
in
mean,
chat.
obviously, let's go in the order of presentation. So Simple Night and then MX Hero and everyone else. Just wait for a second. Okay, awesome. So allow me to invite Matt and T, represented by Alexander, to pitch next. And you have 3 minutes and counting.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Cool. Hello, everyone. I would like to share with you my experience of 15 years in the healthcare and dental industry. And with, just a second, sorry, something. Slides. Okay. And one of the findings that I found during my career is the fragmentation communication channels that healthcare professionals are facing. And this fragmentation is really big because they are communicating with a lot of channels for their non-clinical communication, not just for their clinical part. And the healthcare professionals are like real jugglers. They need to use a lot of standalone application in order to manage all the channels of communication. So consequently, they have less time for their patients, for their professional education and private life. Is it possible to solve this problem? And the problem is really big. It concerns 60 million of healthcare professionals worldwide. For this purpose, we founded the Medinty company, which relates to medical and dental industry and everyone who is professionally involved with it. We found the way to find solution to this problem. And this is two-step solution. The first step is to unify all non-clinical communication channels on one platform. But this is not enough because healthcare professionals are facing with a lot of information, even in the unified way. The second step will be even more important to run on this unified solution, AI algorithms that will consolidate all the information for the healthcare professionals, like summaries of the different channels. We are currently, after the step number 1, we implemented a comprehensive yet simple to use platform which unifies all the channels in one place. Again, mostly for non-clinical communication. We are proud to present you with the web version of the platform and the mobile application. All of them are live and running. But how we are going to penetrate the market? We found 2 major channels, event organizers and community managers, which can serve as users aggregators and can bring a lot of users simultaneously onto the platform. These users show very low resistance to accept new solution as a new application because they are following their organizers of communities and events, and this is still non-clinical communication. At the same time, they explore the platform and use other channels of communication for their other professional channels. In this way, they create strong network effects. We are proud to be recognized from the beginning of our way on the market by winning the prestigious Digital Health Solution of the Year award during the MedTech World Conference in Malta. We are currently negotiating with very big dental event organizers, which are totaling more than 100,000 members. And this is just the beginning. We
That's
have very
about
strong.
time. That's about time. Shall
I
we
need
start?
20 seconds. We have very strong technical team, which has strong technical expertise and complemented by business and industrial experience of two co-founders. We have a business model which SaaS subscription, which freemium professional accounts and paid organization accounts and pay-as-you-go subscription model for events. We are inviting you to join our seed round for rapid market entry and to partner with us in connecting the medical world. Thank you.
All right, great. So Jordan, please go ahead with your question.
Hey, Alexander. Gary, is it okay to say that he's my favorite company, or is that going to bias the votes?
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's bias the vote. What's wrong with you?
All right, then I won't say it. Alexander, it's good to see you again. You and I talked last week. Alexander, give me 3 top reasons why we should take an interest in you. Give me the financial, give me the possible capital gains, and give me the human improvement condition type thing that you will need to invest in.
Okay, first of all, I already mentioned the time constraint that the healthcare professionals are facing, and they have very little time to dedicate to patients and to their private lives and to their education. This is one. The second one, regarding the financial reasons, I will give you one example. Tiger Connect platform, which is active on the American market and mainly facing the clinical part of communication. In a few years, they reached 700,000 professionals and 7,000 organizations and reached the unicorn status. Currently, on the American market, there is no platform which is related to the non-clinical part of communication. And in Europe, there is even no platform which is in unicorn status and addressing their clinical or non-clinical communication part. I think there is a huge potential both in Europe and the United States for this kind of platform. And the third part is consolidation of the communication, because currently there is overload of communication, and with AI algorithms, which will run on top of unified channels, we can do the real change for the healthcare industry.
What makes you the guy to run this business? What's so special about you?
I think that the special part is about first, I have special dental experience and of 15 years, and we realized that this industry was very fragmented with a lot of small clinics which don't communicate with each other. And I was experiencing the digital revolution in the dentistry and saw how difficult it's to implement. And even the dental industry is not connected. And if we talk about connection of dental industry to medical industry, it doesn't exist at all. I mean, on the communication part. So I think that facing both dental and medical experience make us very special, and we have very special team of 16 technical people which work together for several years already.
Got it. Thanks. Marin?
Thanks, Alex, for your pitch. So I was wondering what needs to happen for your company to fail in a year from now,
I think that from a year from now, we have already negotiation, as I mentioned, with very big event organizers in the dental industry. And we are already agreed with 7 events, big events, which each one of them has more than 1,000 participants. And we feel that there is a very big demand for such a platform, and we can onboard users in quite a fast way. So I believe in a year from now, we can be at least with 100,000 of users and proceeding towards their 1 million, I believe, in a few years.
Okay, great.
Alex, thank you. Think the other way around. What would need to happen to make you fail in a year?
Sorry, can you repeat, please?
What would need to happen? So what circumstances, whatever you have in mind, would need to happen to make you fail in a year from now?
So I think that again, when we onboard a lot of participants via events, and by the way, currently healthcare professionals use for each and every event separate
listen,
up.
Alex, she's asking you what would cause you to fail in a year? That's what her question
To fail. Sorry, I didn't hear. I heard the to have what for to happen. No, to fail. Okay, I see. So I believe that the potential of quick scaling is very high, and we are building the very robust infrastructure. So we are doing our best in order not, to collapse during the quick scaling. So we are investing a lot in our infrastructure in order to support quick scaling. So if we are failing in that, so it could fire back.
Okay, great, thanks.
That's about
let's
time,
see,
I'm
Michael
afraid.
Flight. Do we have time for Michael's or not, Victoria?
I don't think so. I don't think we're already a minute over time. Michael, Anthony, and Mark, please text your questions in the chat or in the Q&A. And I think our servers would be happy to answer them. And next, let's go into budget-wise with Chuka. Please go ahead with your presentation.
Excellent.
All right, 3 minutes.
All right. Thank you. Well, thank you so much, everyone. I just want to, express my gratitude for making the time to hear us share a bit more about BudgetWise. So I want to just start by sharing the fact that every single year, $400 billion is lost in the US based on the fact that 15% of working adults are losing $10,000 a year because of insufficient personal finance knowledge. This ends up adding up to $400 billion every single year. And then in terms of the existing solutions, there's 3 issues that cause there to be such a big loss despite the fact that there are existing solutions. Number one is that existing solutions have a complex user interface that make it hard for users to onboard and find value in over time. These tools also don't provide enough personalized insights. And then on top of that, some of them run on the high cost side. So they have this cost prohibitive element to them as well. This is exactly why we built BudgetWise. BudgetWise is a highly customizable personal finance management platform that's powered by strong AI-driven insights. So we use personalized historical user data to tailor the AI-driven insights that we give our users. We also have a very, very user-friendly interface that's gone through thousands of iterations. And then on top of that, we have a community that we expose our users to in order for them to trade notes. So in terms of how the platform works, it's pretty simple. You log onto our website or our app. We are cross-platform across web, iOS, and Android. Then you securely connect to all your bank accounts, debit, credit, even investment accounts through Plaid. And then our artificial intelligence algorithms that we've proprietarily built run on your historical data and then spit out a tailor-made budget for you that you can access across all your devices. Then again, our AI continues to run on your trends and your historical data, and then ultimately gives you even more tailored insights that you can operate based off of. We do also have an AI chatbot that we've built that's very user-friendly, and again, tailors the insights based on your very specific behaviors. From a competitive landscape standpoint, one thing that makes us unique is that we've considered, through a lot of user research, every element of personal finance management that's missing in existing solutions. And we've addressed all of those in our platform, from customizable categories to spreadsheet connectivity to even this community element and AI capabilities. Our business model is pretty straightforward. We are a freemium service, but users can upgrade to unlock the rest of our services for about $8 a month. The market is about $50 billion now. It's growing. $10 billion of that is spent specifically on personal finance management software. And our goal is to capture $100 million of that in ARR over the next decade. And then I'll just wrap with our team. So basically, we are the right team for the job. I have an exit under my belt. Myself and my co-founder, Barker, we both have MBAs focused on product technology and design from MIT and Northwestern, respectively. And we have a lot of experience just working on B2C products. So I want to just invite, well, I will also share that we're raising a pre-seed round now, and that round is going to go towards software development expenses, and then also scaling our cloud infrastructure. So thank you so much for the time. Of course, I want to invite everyone to join us in closing this $400 billion gap and facilitating financial inclusion.
Amazing. Okay, and let me open the floor to questions. Mark.
Yeah, I'm curious, what are you guys doing different to rise above the noise? I mean, you've got companies like YNAB, Good Budget, Every Dollar, Empower, Pocket Guard, Honeydew. What is it that's going to cause you to really, differentiate yourselves from all the rest?
Thanks, Mark. Great question. Very impressive how you went through all the competitors just like that. But yeah, I mean, in terms of the needs that are to be met in this space, we've done a lot of market validation. We've interviewed 1,000 people and gotten their feedback around what they're currently doing when it comes to personal finance management. And we've also matrixed how a lot of those services are missing in existing platforms. So the combination of what I call striking the balance between monetizing and a free user experience. Most mobile B2C mobile apps have a subscription-based service off of a freemium user experience. So that's something you don't see a lot of now. Also, the level of tailored insights, that's a very, very big piece. It's one thing to just tell you, hey, this is what you spent this month. It's another thing to tell you this is how you're spending relative to your life stage and your peers and your history. So we do a lot of that bespoke, the bespoke insight provision. And then lastly, the community. It's a first. No one's currently doing this, but we've seen just from a lot of different types of industries where this community element goes a long way.
Great, thanks.
Vladimir?
Vladimir?
What is your approach to content marketing, and how do you create and distribute valuable content for your audience?
Wonderful, great question. So I did mention that we have gone on 10,000 users that have organically downloaded the app or followed us online. Our previous company also had about 50,000 just organic users following us on social media. So we have a lot of experience this way. And our vision is to partner with influencers who also specialize in personal finance management, and then essentially have this channel partnership relationship where they're using our platform exclusively for content delivery. And then in addition to that, we're also promoting them as a premier financial advisor. So we have a number of strategies in place.
I mentioned community because it is a most effective strategy, where, for example, consumers make connections and which builds your brand, So, for example, the example is Harley Davidson, which has community, Harley Owners Group, where so many riders go to Stages to attend festivals. So every startup should create this solid community to bring consumers together, So whether it has to provide value, because most of startups' content is selfish because they put out content that is in their best interest, so they don't care about consumers. So every content that your startup will publish online will be supposed to provide value and to bring consumers together,
Absolutely. No, 100% agree. So thanks for that, Marwayne.
Kevin?
Quick question. Does this work for the unbanked? So people who just use like debit cards, would this work for those? And then are you also, second question is, are you also doing any partnership with any of the national or banks that are out there so that they can provide the services to their users?
Yes, it does work for the unbanked because we do have a manual personal finance management module baked into our system. In fact, that's how we started and then became, evolved to include Plaid. And we do have banking partnerships in the making. We currently don't have any ones established yet, but it is on our roadmap to essentially exclusively power the budgeting feature for some community banks.
Thank you. Maria?
Yeah, I've seen a number of these budget type consumer applications, and it's definitely not an easy market. It doesn't mean the need's not there. So what's going to be your fastest path to market? And if you partner with banks, I mean, what's the type of business model you're looking at?
Sure. So we still, essentially, the banking partnership will be what we call like this sort of referral channel partnership where ultimately the best bank could be the best acquirer. In the meantime, there's still a very big use case for users just having a personal finance management app on their platform. So for us, it's a mix of, of course, the content strategy that Vladimir alluded to through our community, And then in addition to that, also running digital ad marketing. The way we've built our marketing model is such that users we pay for end up paying for themselves and others. So it's going to be a combination of those several routes.
All right. We're over time. Jordan, can you please type your question in the chat? I think they'd love, like Chico would love to answer. I think that would be amazing. All right. Very
Thank you.
good. Yeah. So allow me to invite Zimply in, represented by Aparna. Yeah, the stage is yours.
Hi, everyone. Nice to see you all. Can you all hear me?
Yes, and starting the countdown.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Aparna Pujar, and we're Zemply. We are completely into the senior care and longevity space. Zemply actually helps transform homes of aging in place seniors into AI-powered digital caring environments. I started Zemply because I became a remote caregiver for my aging parents who live in India. I live here in California, and remote caregiving was an order of magnitude complicated for me because every time there was an incident, I had to hop on a plane and do a 24-hour trip to India. Just so that, some big numbers here, you know, as we know, every day more than 10,000 people are getting old, 65 and above. And I think the world's population today now is, you know, we have more older people than younger people. And this ecosystem is becoming unsustainable because we're going to add, you know, 45 billion years of extra life to the humanity. We're not only living longer, but we're also living longer with more chronic conditions. And there are just not enough people to care for us. The current ratio is, you know, we're -4 to 1 in terms of the availability of caregivers. For many of the aging seniors, the home is their most cherished asset. The challenge with, you know, being in an aging in place setting is that, you know, the current living environments are not prepared. You know, we still are in the old world of, you know, putting ramps and digital and grab bars, and healthcare is moving digital, and this entire population is marginalized because there's not enough, there's not a ramp for them to capture and be in this digital ecosystem. Health conditions, you know, typically when you are talking to your aging parents, they tell you that, you know, they're always fine. And the next thing you know, you get a call from the hospital or the doctor's office saying they've been admitted. The problem is that, you know, the information exchange between the resident in the home and a family member or someone who's caring for them is never accurate and is also misleading. And believe it or not, it's 2023, but most of the information still happens on little post-it notepads that are stuck on refrigerators and being used to communicate between the different people who are caring for them. So what is Zemply? Zemply is actually an AI-powered aging in place platform. We are an IoT, AI, ML technology platform. We place sensors in living environments of people's homes, and these sensors are collecting very granular movement data and converting that movement into a vital sign. We do everything like track falls, we track disease progression, we track anything that is anomalous, and then there's an alerting mechanism that alerts people who need to know and intervene. And we go all the way from addressing health, well-being, and safety of the elders. Our value proposition is continuous monitoring, uses 24/7 system of an attentive AI, which is a proprietary AI that we have developed. We have our own version of language learning models that we deploy to do pattern recognition amongst these movements. We touch upon all three aspects of the ecosystem here. Of course, the elders get the benefit of having the system in their home. There's really no learning for them. These systems just play in the background. The families have accurate information in order to make them intervene. And then on the provider and the payer side, there's enough of opportunity for them to look for economic outcomes, improve quality of care, and drive efficiency. We've won a bunch of awards. We were recognized as one of the top AI tech finalists by AARP, which is one of the largest organizations here that's a proponent for everything related to longevity and aging. Huge market worldwide. It's expected to be a $7 trillion market because just the sheer population and how it is aging today. but we feel very confident about, becoming a $100 million company in the next 5 years. We have a fantastic team. As you can see, a person that you know very well is my co-founder, and he's been kind of instrumental in helping guide the strategy and direction of the company. My background,
Okay,
I
think
am
that's
an AI.
about time. I think that's about time. I think we would love people to ask questions.
I think that's pretty much it.
Okay, sure. Leon, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much.
I think we lost you
Leon.
again.
I guess he's off. Michael Flight.
Strange, very strange.
What's the cost to install, and does it need to be a specific installation in every house or facility?
Yes, it is. It costs us $500 to equip a home, or 1/3 of that to equip a living unit in a facility. We don't charge for the hardware. We just amortize the cost of the hardware through a B2B subscription service. We go anywhere from $75 to $125 per month per person. And our product is covered by Medicare. So it is reimbursed by Medicare when a physician prescribes it.
And just one more follow-up. I was involved with a startup, and they were doing wearables. Is this wearables, or is it all in place, installed?
So we consciously moved away from the wearable market. We used to have a wearable, just because, when you get into the upper end of the aging population, wearables tend to be very ineffective. Wearables work only when you wear them. So our goal was to build a system that was fault tolerant and provided enough redundancy so that every signal is captured. Our wearable strategy is to use we are structured as a platform, so we will integrate with wearables as they become more and more mature in the market and address the problem that we're trying to solve. We're not asking people to walk 10,000 steps, so that doesn't work for old people. So we have to work with wearables that actually uniquely address the challenges that the elderly have, which is detecting falls, being able to detect elopement or wander scenarios, especially for dementia patients.
Hey,
Do you hear me now? Do you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead, Leon.
Okay. So I know dozens of companies doing similar things, and even one Israeli company, they raised $120 million just doing a ref that measure everything. What kind of sensor actually are you using there? And what is your actual differentiator from other company? And I guess it's not technological differentiator, it's how to implement the business. Please answer.
Totally. You're so right. So we actually don't manufacture the sensors. We work with off-the-shelf, regular security grade sensors that are in the market. All our intellectual property is in our AI, and we have patents on the AI technology. We actually have 2 patents, and we have about 7 provisional patents that we're working on right now. It's a complete greenfield space. So, when you look at this problem and try to solve it, there's huge opportunity that kind of presents itself in terms of your ability to innovate and do the right things. We are deployed in state level Medicare programs, working with physician groups, starting to go into hospital at home as well. So the potential is huge, just because this is such a imminent problem that the world is facing.
But it's very red
Alexis,
market, very crowded.
Alexis Graber.
Yes, a question, fantastic presentation. Thank you. An enormous problem to solve. What is your international expansion plan, and how are you today making your revenues in which territories and markets?
So we actually are right now focused mostly on the US market, because US market is the best capitalized market for elderly care just because of Medicare and Medicaid. We actually are running a pilot in UK right now in a small rural community, which obviously, the problem in rural areas is even more accentuated. We are open to expanding globally, but our current focus is on the US market.
I think that's about time. So Vladimir, Paul, Wendy, Alexis, please type your question in the chat. Thank you very much, Aparna.
Thank you.
And let me invite in the cast represented by Leo. All right. Can we hear you?
You can now, I hope.
Yes, of course. So I'm starting the timer.
Sounds good. Well, NCAS is bridging the worlds of influencer marketing and philanthropy. Backed by industry giants like Brian Acton of WhatsApp and Signal, we are elevating influencers, upending philanthropy, and making social good part of everyday life. Influencers are everywhere, as social media creators, celebrities, professional athletes, politicians, and even businesses. Influencers don't just care about getting likes and follows. They want to stay true to who they are, keep it real with their fans, build a community based on trust, and stand out in the $22.2 billion influencer marketing space that's growing 40% year over year. For causes, it's tough out there. With almost 2 million organizations in the United States alone, getting noticed is hard. People in the US donate over $350 billion, which is 70% of all giving, and volunteer 4.1 billion hours every year. But here's the thing, 90% of all those resources go to just 10% of organizations. That means a lot of great causes struggle. Millennials and Gen Zers are changing the game. They dominate the workforce and have a huge say in culture, consumerism, and increasingly politics. They're not just doom scrolling either. They're values driven and care about the real stuff, making a difference, being true to themselves, and supporting causes that matter. When influencers tap into this vibe and champion causes, it's a win-win-win for them, their fans, and society. We've created something remarkable called NCAS Inspire. Our patent-pending software helps influencers connect more deeply with their fans through social impact. Philanthropic behaviors bring personal values into the mix, enhancing community and providing support for many causes in one go. It's a novel way for influencers to connect with their audience and fans to engage with each other. To keep the lights on, subscriptions let influencers engage their fans in social impact. Transaction fees generate revenue when money changes hands. And NCAS Labs is for the brainy stuff, like professional services and custom solutions. This includes sophisticated insights from existing data that help influencers produce authentic, relevant, fan-aligned content, products, and services. We're making doing good as easy as sharing a selfie. AI and blockchain will make giving to causes you care about fun and impactful. Our impact coin will become the currency of social impact. We're also making NCAS something you can use no matter where you are in the world, bringing people, causes, and brands together. We have Stanford alumni superstars like me and Gonzalo. Peter is our experienced and creative chief product officer. Brian Acton, the wizard behind WhatsApp and Signal, led our angel round. Malcolm, Christoph, and Mo have MBAs and prior exit experience in tech, big data, and AI. Are you a visionary investor? If so, join us in transforming influencer marketing and philanthropy for good. Our business development efforts will focus on influencer acquisition and strategic partnerships. We're also eyeing a merger with a volunteer platform to enhance our offerings. We expect profitability within 12 months, targeting $25 million ARR from hundreds of influencers and 4 million fans in 3 years, setting the stage for a significant exit to a CRM, fintech, martech, or big data market leader. Thank you.
Amazing. All right, Jordan, please go ahead.
Nice, very nice, Leo. What's the tech
Thanks,
play?
Jordan.
What's the hard tech play in what you're doing? I heard a lot of good things about the culture and so forth, but I'm not seeing the tech play.
What exactly do you mean by the tech
The
play?
technology play, the AI components, the thing that makes you unique and differentiated in a way in the next 3 or 4 years, some other Leo doesn't come and swipe you left and takes over.
Well, so part of it is patents, right? We have 7 to 8 patents that have been submitted in our provisional. We're also developing these partnerships with influencers who themselves have access to numerous followers. It could be in some cases millions or tens of millions or hundreds of millions of followers. In the cases of like Taylor Swift and Mark Roper, people like that. And so we're trying to get to market really, really quick. But the patents are going to be one of the ways that are going to protect us. And we essentially invented a new way of giving during the pandemic, which was the precursor to us. We literally took this pivot during the GSD Superscaler program, so it's really a big race to acquire as many influencers and their fans as possible.
The patents, a bit more clarity on that is what that is.
So one of the one of the major patents at play is like I said, a reinvention of charitable giving, which is typically one-to-one, right? So you decide on a cause, you give them some money. What we have done is borrowed from the financial services world and said, hey, you know, a mutual fund? Well, what if you had a mutual fund of causes? And someone can curate those causes. Maybe someone's an expert in education or homelessness or environmentalism, and they found the 5 to 10 organizations that are doing the best job in that space, right? And so instead of having to choose from among 2 million organizations in the US or 8 million organizations across the world, you can look up to an expert who not only may have like one organization that may be huge, but they may have discovered a bunch of smaller organizations that are more nimble and more resource efficient. And that, in essence, is the innovation, is the portfolio giving capabilities, which influencers will be able to use to inspire their fans to give like they do and multiply their impact. But also hopefully inspire the fans themselves, these millennials and Gen Zers, to start sharing with the world. Like, this is how I give, this is who I follow, this is why I do this. I want to connect with you, I want to volunteer with you, I want to be your friend. So we're trying to create a sense of community around the world around social impact.
Okay, Maria.
Yes. So I'm trying to get my head around this. So these are the influencers and the audiences. I can see the business model, but the audiences sit on other social media platforms, and I'm not sure how you tie into that. I mean, does it mean everyone now has to come over to this platform?
If they want to give, yes. However, we will be building solutions that embed our technology into other platforms. That's part of our strategy for massive growth rather. So we don't expect people to come to our site all the time and develop a sense of community. We don't want to be just another social network. But we will have those capabilities to create community around, social impact. If you want to go fight with people on Twitter, go ahead. If you want to go, see people's vacations and what their new dog that they just got on Facebook, go ahead. But if you want to focus on, where people are doing, good in the world, you want to feel good every day about, the amazing things that people are doing, we'd love for you to come here to Ncast.
And a quick follow-up, sorry, is how do you attract these influencers?
That's part of what we're in the process of figuring out right now. So we spoke to a couple of influencers before, during this program, and we're lining up some bigger name influencers over the next couple of months to get feedback, try to convert them into clients, and potentially even convert them into investors as well. Between us, we have a pretty massive connection to a lot of influencers. So we have a lot of friendlies that have a lot of followers in our networks, and now that we're kind of ready for the next step, we'll be approaching them all to secure their business.
Okay, amazing. That's time, but Leon, Vladimir, Igor, Mark, Wendy, please type your questions in the chat. It can be private or it can be in the Q&A. And
thank you.
Allow me to invite, thank you very much. Allow me to invite our last participant. So Rande AI, represented by Sanjay.
Hello, happy Wednesday, everyone. Just imagine a world where every business is always available. I'm Sanjay, founder of Runday, and we build AI agents for client growth. Our no-code platform converts 12 times better than landing pages, and sometimes eliminates the need to build complex websites at all. It works over instant messaging channels, as well as video avatars like Alice here. I'll let her introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Alice. My name stands for Artificial Language Integrated Client Experience. Runday builds always available AI agents and avatars, just like me, that increase client growth.
We are a team of successful serial entrepreneurs with multiple exits on a mission to eliminate friction from business. This is my 7th company, and my co-founder Gary has 17 under his belt. I studied computer science at Georgia Tech, worked at Microsoft, and started my first company in my dorm room while finishing my MBA. There are no longer enough workers for front desk and call center jobs, and the demographics are only getting worse. Runday's AI agents will fill millions of these positions. These labor shortages, combined with record turnover and expectations of 24/7 service, are causing a lot of lost sales. For example, our CFO needed a phone battery replaced and reached out to Best Buy. After no response for 45 minutes, he decided to purchase elsewhere, and I'm sure many of you can relate. HubSpot says half of sales go to the first vendor to respond, and that's where Runday comes in. Meet Jackie. She's an executive and celebrity matchmaker. Now, she's real, not an avatar. She was recently featured in Forbes and needed to scale quickly. Days later, Runday deployed an AI agent to conduct interviews and answer questions over WhatsApp, and now generates hundreds of clients for her. This works by using generative AI to tightly orchestrate revenue-generating conversations coming from advertisement, and it even integrates with Zoom, calendars, their CRM system, and collects payments. Runday works by creating an AI agent fully controlled by a simple spreadsheet. This takes minutes instead of having to hire an expert that takes months to implement with existing solutions like Drift or Intercom. We've patented a system of algorithms that predates ChatGPT to handle personal, dynamic, and product-specific knowledge. We've turned 30,000 signups into over 100 enterprise pilots, including Fortune 500 companies like Ford and Starbucks. Just after a few months in the market, we already have 50K in recurring revenue, and we just signed a major deal with VentureBeat, the #1 AI tech publisher, and got a green light recently from Procter & Gamble. Our market is predicted to reach over 100 billion by 2030. We are ready to scale and looking for investors and partners. With a dozen integrations already demonstrating the potential, we're raising capital to create hundreds more in order to reach millions of businesses. Reach out to join our mission in making every business always available.
Right, amazing. You can tell this is not Sanjay's first rodeo in pitching in this format. All right, Anthony, please go ahead.
Thank you so much. Great presentation, Sanjay. Pretty excited about what you're doing. Looks incredible. What has been your challenge to date in raising capital? How's that gone for you?
We haven't really had much of a challenge. We started raising earlier last year. I had a personal exit, so I've been funding it even more. We have 2 investors just came in. Spoke to a family office yesterday, as well as a couple funds last week. So we're looking to do well. And really, this is a bridge in raising a much larger strategic round with a platform like Meta to really scale this to millions of businesses.
Okay, Igor, please go ahead.
Yeah, I want to ask, what will distinguish you from, because now like AI employee, AI sales representative, and so on, it is becoming a common place. What will distinguish you from other pretenders here?
So really, the only company in the world that could really do anything close to what we're accomplishing here was Drift. They recently got acquired by SalesLoft, and they're talking about revenue orchestration. They're sort of claiming to be the first and only in the world. But this isn't just about like a chatbot or something like that. We have we can put this on your website as chatbot as well. But it's really orchestration of the first 1/3 to 2/3 of the sales funnel. We're having a lot of luck with even moving into commission deals where people want to pay us as a BDR or SDR on a commission basis. We just lit up a super yacht that's $110 million super yacht that is showing fractional ownership with. So this is really something that changes the way people do business. In a way, it's a way to put a dent in the universe. It's almost every day that I run into a situation, getting my dog groomed, trying to get my car fixed.
Sanjay, sorry. You tell me why is it why, but I ask you how you differ, because I see really I am venture investor, early stage, and every day I got similar pitches. So somehow I understand that you're successful. You already have clients. So Could you just tell us how you differ? Why people will buy you? Why they not buy, okay, dozens of other companies which come with the same AI assistant, AI sales manager, covering all your sales process and so on? What is the difference?
One of the key focuses for us is high value appointments. So you can think of a test drive for a Ford F-150, you know, a couples massage, things that are like very calendar oriented. So we have patents on that calendar calculus. So for the example patent was, if I send a text message to the hospital saying, I missed my flight, I need to reschedule my surgery. There's doctors, nurses, rooms, stents, inventory, all kinds of factors that are multivariate in nature that none of the competing solutions do at all. Drift was the only thing that even came close, and now they've recently been acquired. So there's a unique value proposition in these sort of these integral use cases where there's an element of advertising, an element of qualification to book a high value appointment, make sure it happens. And there's really nothing like, you know, out there like it. Drift was the closest, and they've been acquired.
Okay, good.
All right. So I think we have time for 2 more questions. Jordan?
Great work. This is your 3rd or 4th company, right?
My 7th company.
7th company. All right. So what's the longevity of this company for you? How long are you going to be around before you exit it or you move it on? It's fun that you're on 7th, but I'm just wondering, is this just going to be another thing for you and off you go? Or are you going to grow it to some higher level?
Now, me and the team have done a lot of small and medium things and really want to do something that fundamentally changes, you know, the nature of business. And so this is a multi-decacorn. We're focused on changing the way just, you know, everyday experiences where you're booking appointments for your life, and the providers and vendors that struggle to hire talent. You have to realize that for the next 2 decades, the labor crisis is going to get worse every year. We're 2 decades away from any kind of stabilization. So building a call center, hiring someone that stays at your front desk will become increasingly impossible. That's the problem we're solving. It's only getting worse. And we think, you know, this type of AI for our focus, high value appointments, is going to be a massive part of the global economy.
Thank you.
And Vladimir, quick question. I think you're muted.
How do you plan to adapt your product to meet the changing needs and preferences of your target audience?
Well, the target audiences, we tend to work more on the high end of things. So it's luxury goods, like matchmakers, super yachts, but, you know, even things like Botox and things like that. So as we actually get more and more of these end clients, we have a better understanding of them, can do more and more personalization. So as we light up an additional vendor, we already have, because we know their phone numbers and everything and their IDs, we have more and more information on that particular consumer and can tailor the conversation even more. If you know, if it's somebody that likes, you know, has Botox or certain, you know, certain services in their background, the next thing that they, you know, do, and also kind of calibrate, hey, you need to get your dog groomed and get your Botox. There's businesses next to each other. We could do that calendar calculus even better.
And also, I'm also wondering, can you share any insights or lessons learned from past marketing challenges and how you adapted your marketing strategy as a result?
Sure. The
Let's
biggest
do that
marketing
in the
challenge.
chat, actually. Let's do that in the chat because I think we're already quite over time. Wouldn't want startups to get, you know, feel that it's an unfair treatment. So Jose, Maria, Alexis, Mark, Paul, please type your questions in the chat. And I think what we're gonna do is that we're gonna give judges like 2, maybe 3 minutes to finish voting and maybe rethink their votes just to confirm. And Gary, how about, would you like to start chatting just for a moment about what are some of the judges' favorite companies, favorite ideas?
Yeah, sure.
Something that they've been looking for?
You know, just from my perspective, they're all favorite because they all came through GSD, and I spent a lot of time with them, and some of them I'm co-founder of, I mean, we have different relationships, but I love them. I mean, the one thing we see here today, it's really interesting, is that, you know, this challenge of infobesity that's all around us, and a lot of these companies are really going after that market. The other thing is, you know, the democratization opportunities, whether it's female entrepreneurs or MIT MBAs or Georgia Tech. I mean, you name it, they're coming in. And the opportunity is we give them a platform to be able to really grow. So with the judges, what do you think? Maria, who's your favorite?
I don't know, Gary. I saw you as a co-founder and once. I'm really, really challenged here. But anyway, I'm going to vote for the company I'm a customer of another bias. So there's a couple of favorites I had is obviously Runday because I, you know, as a customer, I really see the value in what they do as well. Zemple and MX Hero.
No, that's great. Thank you. Let's see who else. Kingsley. You're on mute. You're on mute, my friend. He's on mute. Okay. You're on mute, Kingsley. Marin?
Sorry. Yeah, budget-wise, and MX0 are really good for me. We'll look into them more. Just want to discuss with them and find out.
By the way, Kingsley, Chuka's originally from Nigeria. By the way. Just FYI.
Yeah,
I thought you guys would. I thought that I wanted to make sure because I know that's where you're originally from. But just he's
yes,
amazing guy.
I'm originally from Nigeria. I've been in Asia for about 35 years, and I invest both in Africa, Europe, and I invest everywhere. So I'm looking at two of your decks right here, and I'm willing to put money into it because they may grow a little bit in the future. So let me not dabble into other people's what they want to do.
Which ones, Kingsley, are you interested in?
MX0 and budget-wise.
Okay, super. All right, thank you. Thanks, Kingsley. I appreciate it. Marin?
Oh, it's going to be a tight race, I think, today. My top two are Simply and Runday. Runday I'm seeing the second time, so I was just comparing what I've heard before. It gives me a good feeling and a nice progress that I've seen. And Simply, that's basically something we're already in Southeast Asia. So I'm seeing the problems there. So it's the two of both. The other ones I believe are coming very close.
Okay, thanks, Marin. Igor. You're
Yes,
on mute.
okay. I looked, Gary, today I'm not so impressed as last time.
Okay.
At the general level, but from all companies, around days, certainly my choice. I believe that, okay, I will speak to Sanjay more about, okay, what are possibilities and obstacles, but he really pops up among other companies.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Let's see. Who else do we have here? Ronnie.
Sorry, I got to go.
Yeah. So one quick observation, and then I'll give myself some sort of a leeway. I think it's very hard to pick a winner when you have companies that are so advanced, such as SimpleNet, in terms of like how much revenues they make. As an investor, you look for those signs, right, of product market fit, and so that makes it like make them stand out compared to the others. So it's a little bit feels unfair to me. So for that reason, I'm going to choose based on purpose, which is going to be Zemply for me.
Okay, great. No, we appreciate, I mean, the one thing we do is we don't look at where they are, what stage they're in. We look at where they have the possibility to go. So I have a different way of looking at it. And so these companies that come in, we look at 1,000 at the top of the funnel. We take it down to 100. And out of the 100, we pick up the 7. That's it. So just FYI, that's our model. Okay, who else? Michael Flight.
Well, I got to go with the Silver Tsunami and Zemply. I think if they can really solve that problem, that the world is their oyster. I also, from a personal point, really like MX Hero just because I've got probably 6 different emails with 1,000 emails a day and need to figure out some way to tame that. So I like that one. And I know they didn't present, but I did look through the deck with Laura Beauty, and I really don't think you can go wrong at all if you can nail the women's cosmetic and beauty line. So
Thank you. Hey, Sage, how about you?
Perfect timing. I was just about to say I have to drop for something that just came up. Budget wise has been, I don't know if I'm in your target area or something, but it's been all over all of my social media. So you've clearly brainwashed me. It was really fun to see that one. And Run Day would be the other one as my top two.
Great. Thank you very much. Okay, Nicole.
Just getting myself off mute. Well, Zemply as well, for many reasons. I love the fact that she's a female founder, and you know, so often we don't need to ask women to bake impact into their business models, and this one is impact oriented and you know, something that can really solve something major on the planet. So I thought that was super interesting. I also was interested in NCAS because I've tried to solve for influencer platforms, and I do like the philanthropic nature and focus there. So that was cool. And with budget wise, I really appreciated the team diversity and backgrounds. You know, so really a nice range of startups. Congratulations to you, all of them, and the traction and presentations that they gave. Very, very nicely done.
Thank you. Mark Lockeroff.
Yeah, well, I'll echo Ronnie's points. It is hard to really judge with the somewhat limited information that we have, but I will give kudos to BudgetWise, Zemply, and Runday as having done very good presentations. I thought they were all very impressive. Runday, if you can actually, it seems to me if you're going after that long tail of companies out there, SMBs, mom and pops, that there could be a real opportunity there. I think the big companies are going to be tougher. But my heart goes out to Zemply because I'm living that exact situation right now with my mom. And I think I got excited because I've been in home automation and IoT, off and on for decades. So this has a little play there, but there's also this whole other play around, getting notes and everything that's going on with physical therapists or hospice or nurses. And I'm not sure if Zemply, if that's also what you're trying to do, but that is that communication platform would be another huge thing, not just the AI of, hey, did they fall or how are they moving around the house? So just my 2 cents.
No, that's great. Let's see, who else do we have here? Jose.
Yeah, Gary, I already had an experience with Runday. So before it was presented here, I was approached on LinkedIn some time ago and I tried it out. It really works wonderful. It's a really great product. I think it's going to be a big success. Obviously, all the other presentations here were great, but my favorite would definitely be Runday.
Okay, great. Super. So, Victoria?
Yep, we're good to go. Julia, would you mind closing the voting for me?
Yeah, in a moment.
Okay, Kevin, your feedback, and then Anthony. You're on mute, Kevin. Anthony?
Yeah, okay, so very quick. I really enjoyed it. Simple Night was probably conceptually, I really enjoyed that presentation. Budget-wise, tight presentation, very, very, very well done. And then Runday, just a great concept. Looking forward to hearing a little bit more about what you all are doing there. But great presentations overall.
Thanks, Kevin.
I apologize. It took me a little while to get off mute, but I think I do like Zemply, the social impact of that. That was an amazing, and you can see, and these are businesses that we're seeing or people that we're seeing that it's having an effect on. So the impact of that was truly amazing. But Simply Night and Run Day, we definitely see the use case, and the people that we know would definitely look at something like this that they would invest in. So I think in terms of presentation and use case, I can see those very well.
Great, thank you very much. So,
Amazing.
Victoria?
Yes. I think before I share my screen, I think once Jordan put it amazingly when he said about different companies. He said, well, some investors like metaphorically sushi, and some like pasta, and some like burgers. So inviting a lot of diverse investors just means that companies get a lot of exposure and practice and make connections. So that's kind of, someone is definitely interested. And hence why we also at Unicorn Events try to choose companies that are around the same stage, but it's not a requirement because they're usually approached by 5 to 6 investors and funds anyway. So it's not completely about winning, and it's a lot about other things. Okay, now let me share my screen. Whenever you want to see something from us, feel free to go to unicorn.events. And I also shared in the chat links to Blue, as Gary has mentioned. So the founder experiences major health issues. So and she can't pitch. So just to support the business and support her, please check it out. All right, and now I'm gonna broadcast the voting, and we're gonna see who the winner is. It said reload. Has it reloaded? Yes, so third place is Simply, second place is Simple Night, and first place is Run Day. Run Day,
All right.
congratulations.
Thank you.
You guys have already been at Unicorn Pitches and Unicorn Battles. I don't know what else to do, so I suppose I'll have to invite you to Unicorn Cup for the finals, because honestly, you're already right there. So thank you, Sanjay. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's amazing. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. And it was so nice seeing you guys. Feel free to watch the recording and connect with the startups. And Gary, just passing the mic to you for the last, I suppose, words and greetings.
Yeah, no, I just want to thank all of you. You know, I know most of you personally, and I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedules to be able to join us here today. As I said, we go out, we have a select few that we put through GSD. We curate those companies for 15 weeks. We're in our 17th cohort now. And we always look for companies that are a little bit different, that have that opportunity to be able to make a little dent in the universe, to change the world a little bit. So I appreciate your support. I look forward to talking next time. Please check out our shows and the publications we put out. We put a lot out. Always happy to speak to each and every one of you at any time. So please reach out. And again, thank you. Stay happy, stay safe, and stay healthy. And I look forward to speaking to all of you again soon. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Looking forward to the next GSD Demo Day. We will keep you updated. Yeah, so thank you, everyone, for coming by. And I think we're going to be ending at this point. Everyone, have a good day.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. This was lovely. Thanks, judges, and thanks, team.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye now.